Hey guys. So, since I made the favorite video games of all time, I wanted to get into my favorite TV shows of all time. TV shows are my favorite media besides video games. I would say it's probably my favorite, but I really love video games. It's just harder to get into, and harder to stay focused. Luckily, Dragon Quest XI, a game I've hated years ago, is actually holding my attention. It's still a struggle to play and stay focused because if my mind keeps wanting to go back to like TikTok videos, shorts, reels, and all that kind of stuff, and watching YouTube and replying to my uh, almost girlfriend, I guess you could say. And it's just like my dopamine's all over the place. And so it's hard to stay focused on playing this game for a long period of time. I'm getting there. I didn't play it at all yesterday, but this video I wanted to talk about some of the best shows of all time and really dive deep into just every. I have so many unfinished shows, guys. So I don't even have a list for this. I have a list for movies, oddly enough, but I'm not a movie guy. Like, I'll watch movies in pieces. That's the only way I was able to do it when I was working very long hours. I barely had any time. And so I pretty much had to force myself to watch movies in like 20 to 30 minute intervals. I still do that to this day. I got a little more free time. I'm only working around 40 hours. I don't get too much overtime these days at my job I've had for the last 2 years. So it's not too bad. Unless I'm doing DoorDash, then I'm working a little bit more in Spark delivery. So yeah, let's get into it. Right now I'm watching The Walking Dead. I started it over years ago. Now I'm back on to season 7. I'm excited. I just love seeing all this stuff unfold that I've actually seen it again. I forgot so much about what happened, so it's almost like watching it for the first time. It's about as enjoyable as the first time, even though you know what happens, like the bigger things that happen. It's still just as much fun to watch it. It's crazy. I need to rewatch a lot of other stuff, but I'm so obsessed with the idea of getting into new stuff that I hate the idea of going back to old stuff. There's a lot of games I will do it for because I have so much nostalgia for that I really want to experience those games again, like the Final Fantasy games, because it's my favorite series and Resident Evil is my other favorite series. So I try to go back to those when I can. It's harder to go back to the original Resident Evils because they've all been pretty much remade. And I pretty much like the remakes better, except for 3. But anyways, that's a topic for another video. So yeah, let's give you a quick list of a few and try to give you kind of an opinion on each without going too much into each one. Like I said, Walking Dead. Watched Fear the Walking Dead season 1 twice. The first time I didn't like it. The second time I did, but I still dropped it for whatever reason. I lose interest so easily, so it's hard to stay focused. But I do want to watch the Fear the Walking Dead. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I was planning on trying to do the like Buffy and Angel. That's 2 more shows to mention, but watching them in order of because you have to kind of watch them in order for the story to make sense because they do take place at certain points because they was aired at the same time. So you had to watch like a certain season of Buffy and a certain season of Angel. I got to start those shows over, and I really don't want to because it's kind of a drag, especially the first season of Buffy is not the best. I might not start those over. I might go back a season. Season 2 of Angel, I remember being so damn good. It's really unfortunate that I started it over, or not started over, but dropped them. Just like Xena and Hercules, 2 more shows I dropped. I really wanted to really get back into those, but unfortunately they don't have them anywhere that I know of. I don't think. It was both on Netflix back in the day, so that was the chance to watch them, and I dropped them. I dropped Wonder Years, but I think I can get back into that. I think I'm gonna start back. I think I was on season 4. I want to start season 4 over. I think I was halfway done with season 4. and then watch the last 2 or 3 seasons and call it a day on that one. All right. So many other shows. What We Do in the Shadows, which is like a vampire. The Office. Parks and Rec, which is another form of The Office. I dropped it. I did finish The Office. One of my favorite shows of all time. Scrubs is one of my favorite shows of all time. I finished that twice, I believe. All 9 seasons. I think I finished all of it twice, I believe. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, or maybe I just remember watching it on air and then watching it. I think I watched it in full once. So I do kind of want to go back to that because I have so much nostalgia. I hate rewatching stuff, but I miss those characters so much. I wish they would bring them back. Dexter, finished that, great. I haven't watched the sequel series. Is it still running? I don't ever heard about it in a year or so. I don't know if it's still running. But yeah, I had that sequel. I want to watch it, but I'm gonna let it run a little longer just to make sure because I do not like shows being canceled while I'm watching them. I've had that happen one too many times. Santa Clarita Diet. What else? Legend of the Secret. Legend of the Secret is like one of my top 3 favorite shows of all time. But at least it ended kind of nice. Like it, even though it got canceled, it ended in like it basically finished an arc, so it wasn't that bad. There was not really anything to like. There was not unfinished business when it came to like the villain. Maybe the books maybe for like the readers of the books, like there's probably stuff that they didn't go over, but I think it's called The Sword of Truth or something. The books are called. True Blood, finished that. I did drop it originally, and then I rewatched it years later with my ex-wife. Great show, one of my favorites. Love True Blood so much. Oh my god, I wish that show was still around. Oh man, I just like that's one of those shows that just drives me crazy that it's not around no more. Same with the Nip Tuck. I used to watch it for the sex scenes. Like I just catched it. This was before I had the internet, of course, so I'd watch it for the sex scenes. But I ended up falling in love with the story and the characters. It was a really adult show for. I'm not talking about sexually, just like mature. For my time, because I watched it when I was a young teen, and some reason I really enjoyed it. It was very twisted. It's a very dark, twisted drama, almost like Cruel Intentions, like just very dark. If anybody hasn't seen it, it's a surgeon show, but it's so messed up. Like if you love like serial killer, almost like messed up stories, watch Nip Tuck. You won't regret it. It's like amazing, and it actually is very funny in some parts, especially season 5 when they go to Hollywood. That is great. They have a lot of it's a very funny show as well as twisted and dark. That's what if you notice a lot of these shows, they have to have humor. They have to have some seriousness usually. I can't just watch some like super serious show. It just can't happen. Breaking Bad is my favorite show of all time. I still haven't watched Better Call Saul. I think I'm going to rewatch Breaking Bad all the way through and then start Better Call Saul. I feel like I already want to restart Breaking Bad anyway, just because I miss it. It'll give me a reason to, since, Better Call Saul's related, even though it's a prequel. But, just getting back into that world, that would be cool. It would give me a kind of a reason to rewatch it besides just, going over it again. Let's see what else. I'm not gonna get into the sitcoms right now. Not a big sitcom guy. I started Star Trek, the original series. I wanted to go through all the Star Treks. I was never a Star Trek guy much. I did watch Next Generation when I was a kid. I was kind of into that. Then I kind of fell out, and I actually just hated it for some reason. I don't know. It almost was like a soap opera to me. I don't know. I just didn't like the feel of it. But growing up, now I'm kind of have a different mindset. So I started Star Trek, the original series. I watched the entire first season. Amazing show. Very, not underrated, but, underrated by me. It was just, surprisingly interesting. It was a surprisingly solid drama. I love the show from start to finish. And yes, the effects are terrible. I enjoy watching it. It's like almost a documentary about technology over time has changed. I enjoy watching like older people, the way they looked and acted, and just the way effects were done, even if they were bad. Still, the stories are great. Just like Twilight Zone, it hasn't aged badly at all, hardly. It's just like I said, the effects are bad, but it's still like super interesting. Especially the first episode, it didn't even have William Shatner in it because he wasn't like he wasn't cast in that role originally. It was another guy. So the first episode, the pilot, was like basically its own thing. But even that was a really good episode. It was almost like a movie, and I was enjoying the hell out of it. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this. And then in the end, we got William Shatner in the second episode, so I was all for it. Big fan of Spock. He's awesome. I'm a logical thinker, so I relate to him a lot. And I'm awkward, so I'm basically a real life, Vulcan. Yeah. Man, one of those episodes I'm thinking about, I forgot what it was about, but it's making me really want to start it over again. I'm definitely going to start it over. I don't want to continue season 2. I want to restart season 1 of Star Trek and go from there. And then I want to watch the movies. Yeah. But I got a lot to catching up to do. Eventually, I'm going to have to watch Star Wars, the final movie. Ugh, I hate the Disney movies so much. They are horrible. I like the prequels, except for the second one. But I like the first one and the third one. The third one's actually my second favorite Star Wars movie. It's basically my favorite because I just love the damn movie. Episode 3. Yes, awesome. I really should turn on my light. It seemed like it was a lot brighter at first. Shit. I accidentally pushed the button. I hate the fact that Dragon Quest, the stick, is basically like pushing that cross button. It's X, motherfuckers. Anyways, I hate it when like the official name for that button is cross. It's stupid. Anyways, what other shows? The Good Place. I haven't finished that. I'm gonna start it over. Arrested Development. Season 4 was atrocious. They remixed it to where it made more sense because of the order of the episodes was all messed up. So they remixed it and it makes more sense or whatever. I think it was better. It still was not that great. The Netflix seasons are just atrocious. But I still really want to start it over. I think I'm going to start the entire series over again and get back into that world. I love Arrested Development. It basically is my favorite show. Like, it's up there with Scrubs, comedy-wise. Like, it is just, the characters are so funny, and they're so cleverly written. I just, like, it, I wish it would get back to what it was in the original first 3 seasons. And unfortunately, the 3rd season was short, so got canceled early. Let's see what else. There are so many shows I'm not going to be able to mention. I have a lot of like interested shows, like Testies, a random show that was on FX, I believe. It was only 12 episodes and got canceled. I remember watching it for some reason, and that was a solid show. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I got to start it over. Even I got like 10, 11 seasons in. Maybe not that much. I don't know. I love that show so much. I want to start it over just because I miss it and I want to experience all those again. Even though I've already started it over once. Oh well, that's one I actually do want to start over again. Well, basically, since I already am into the sitcoms, Boy Meets World, I actually finished that. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid, and I finished it. It's a solid show. Very mature writing for something that feels like a Disney show. But back then, like, it wasn't like Disney shows are formulaic as hell. Boy Meets World felt like a journey. It felt like things kept evolving, and it was like such deep stories. It was a soap opera for children, basically. Like the Wonder Years is. Wonder Years is pretty mature. They're both brothers, so I'm comparing them. Ben Savage and Fred Savage. Yeah, I want to watch Goosebumps all the way through. That's a very surprisingly solid show. It's a little cringe, depending on the episode, but some of them are surprisingly interesting. Batman the Animated Series, the same thing. It's like surprisingly deep and gripping. I remember watching that when I was like 19, Batman, and even the Goosebumps. I think I rewatched some of the episodes back then around the same time, and I was like surprised at how much it held my attention. Let's see what else. Smallville. I got to continue it. I'm not starting that over. It's way too long. I'm on season 8 out of 10, so yeah, I'm gonna start season 8 over. I was like 5 or 6 episodes into that, and it's kind of hard to get into because they killed off the main villain. So, or I don't know if they killed him off. It's been a while since I watched it, but they did something where they moved on. It's a new direction, so it's like it's hard to get into. But I really want to see what they do with Clark Kent and Superman and his friends. Man, that last episode with the main villain. I'm not going to get into spoilers. That was one of the best episodes ever. Season 7, I believe, of Smallville. Oh my god, it was like so deep, and like the way they like did the twist and stuff. It was just so great. It was so great. Oh man, that's a good show. I think I'm gonna watch some recaps before I watch season 8 again, and then because I forgot a lot about it. It's been about 2 years, 3 years since I watched it. What else? But yeah, this video is at the top of my head, so I'm not gonna get into it too much. Of course, I watch wrestling, so I'm watching. This is one of my main things, and it takes a lot of my time. WWE, TNA, Lucha Underground, NWA, MLW. Oh, so many. WCW, ECW, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. I've watched all that kind of stuff over the years, so documentaries and stuff. Jeffrey Dahmer, The Monster Show. There's some shorter shows on Netflix. I gotta watch Wednesday. I watched this one show. It was terrible. It was on Hulu with what's his face from The Office, Steve Carell, and it was a therapist show. It was called The Patient, I think. Yeah, The Patient. God, I hated that show. That was one of the worst. Man, I'm not really into many superhero shows. I got to start Gotham. I don't know if I heard the Flash is good, but it's like it's connected to so much Arrow and all this, and I'm like I'm gonna have to watch all this to really understand every little piece, and I hate that. So multi-connected, just like the Marvel movies. I think it's been like 3 years since I watched it, 3 or 4 years, and I got up to Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, Volume 2, and yeah, stopped there. I was trying to get to Endgame, but it's hard because there's so many movies. I kind of want to rewatch them all just to kind of get back into it, because maybe it would be good to rewatch those because they're kind of convoluted and hard to keep up with a little bit. But yeah, guys, I can't think of all the shows right now. There's probably dozens that I don't remember. Are You Afraid of the Dark was great. And then all the sitcoms like Home Improvement, King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, Celebrity Deathmatch, Family Matters, Full House, Fuller House. Oh, shit. I bet Netflix has a lot that I'm not thinking about. Cobra Kai. I only watched 2 seasons, or was it 3 seasons? And I pretty much stopped there. I'm kind of glad because I really want the show to just end so I can watch it all in one go. So I'm not sure if I'll continue. I know a new season's coming out soon. But yeah, Cobra Kai is like top 3 shows of all time. And I've only seen the first 2 seasons. So yeah, there. And I'm so happy to know that my favorite villain, which is from 3, returns. Silver, Steel, whatever his name is. Silvio, whatever his name is, from Karate Kid 3. I liked him better than Kreese, which is weird. I think Kreese is pretty awesome. I don't know. Maybe I should have appreciated him more. He's awesome too. Fuck it. I don't know. I just always like Karate Kid 3 was always like. And Karate Kid is my favorite 80s movie, by the way. That and Back to the Future Part 2. And Robocop. And I guess Terminator. Even though I like Terminator 2, but Terminator 1 it should get more I'm a horror fan, so I should like 1 a lot more than I should do, which is still the second best, so it's up there for sure. But Terminator 2 is like it's like my top 3 favorite movies of all time, so it's hard to top, even though 1 is more of a horror movie. As Cody Leach says, he considers it a slasher, which pretty much is, which he said was a hot take. I'm like, it's not really a hot take. I mean, it's not technically a slasher because you're not slashing. It is like, he uses a gun. But I'm going to cut the video off. It's gotten so dark. Yeah, like I said, there's probably a lot of shows I'm not mentioning, but I just wanted to make a quick video. Well, you know what I mean. Like, just a non-thought out thing. All right, guys. Later.